Hi, De La Right. You all know what's cooking in our studio with your girl, De La Rama. Hmm. Well, I don't know. A lot is going on social media right now. Cutie Juice came out to tell us that Epalolo, okay, like he said, Epalolo has something to do with the breakup that happened between Annie Idibia and the husband. On social media, everybody's pointing fingers at the husband, saying that the husband just dumped her and moved on and all of that. But Cutie Juice has come out to say that major problem they had, that's the husband, that is Two-Face Idibia and Annie Idibia, that it was caused by Epalolo, that Two-Face Idibia had gone really broke at some point, like really broke. They could barely do anything, and Annie Idibia had to go and kind of be with Epalolo to raise money for Two-Face Idibia. That the money that relationship gave her was the money that was used to open a club in VI, and that club was open for Two-Face. But right now, it does seem as if the club did not move as much as they thought it would move. And Two-Face continued to sink and sink and sink and sink and sink. And that happens to be the reason why he himself, Tubaba, had to, find a way to rescue himself. And at the end of the day, it affected Annie Idibia. Now, things are beginning to add up. That is what people are saying on social media. That, okay, right now, everything is beginning to add up. Remember when they had come out to say that it was Annie who introduced Chika to Epa Lolo. That it was during that time out that this happened, okay? And everybody is wondering what is even going on. Like, how is this problem going to be solved at the end of the day? So, Epa Lolo actually was, doing this thing with Annie, and Annie had to sacrifice all of that just to jumpstart the husband. And at the end of the day, everything was thrown down the drain, and Two-Face dumped her like a bag of potato and went on to be with this other woman. As in, when I went to the comment section of that post, I was wondering, that's the post that you're seeing now. People talked and talked and talked. Do you know that one of the biggest mistakes that we can make as women is to get to a point where, things get so tough, so bad, so terrible with your husband, you decide to go and, do something outside just to rescue that husband. It would, in fact, the husband will avoid you like a plague. And that's the mistake that a lot of women make. Now, growing up, I think at the time I was like 14 years old when I saw something that happened. A man had been very sick, very sick. He had a beautiful woman. Um, So at the time, this man was very sick. It was almost as if the man was, crying. It was I think heart surgery. He had issues with his heart. And so the woman was looking for money everywhere. A very pretty woman. They said at the time, I was 14, he had one House of Assembly guy, the speaker to the House of Assembly at that time in my state, that was, wanted this woman with everything in his life. Omo, they said, um, uh, they said this lady had gone to go and, be with that House of Assembly speaker to raise money for the heart surgery of this man. Yes, and she was able to raise money. The speaker at the time did not just give the woman money. The speaker made other men in the National Assembly as the members to support the woman. They supported the woman, and the woman was able to raise money to come and save the husband's life. They took the husband to India at that time, and the heart surgery was successful. Do you know that after they had surgery, they started having problems and having problems and having problems. Everyday problem, everyday problem, everyday problem. That was how that marriage packed up. They say it was because that woman went to go and, knock at Pako. The woman went to go and knock at Akapo. Is it Akpako? To go and do the Jolonto to come and help the husband. The husband left that woman. That man, left that woman. That man left that woman, okay? Yes, the man left the woman and, went on to, marry a younger girl. Yes, went on to marry a younger girl. That younger girl that the man married, the marriage did not last 7 months. The girl packed her things and left. When the girl packed her things and left, it was not up to another 4 months. The man had a relapse from that heart surgery. When he had a relapse, there was no money. There was nothing. Nobody was there. This other woman that left, the family to the man started going to beg the woman. The family to the woman said, never, never. That was how that man died. Now, if you are a woman, no matter what happens, yes, because this story now that is bringing this one now, of course, I will always tell you, these are all speculations, right? These are all speculations. You can never tell whether it's true or not. And these are all social media drama here and there. So nobody knows whether it is true or it is a lie, okay? But if you know the Cutie Juice can always, every time he brings story, you can see that. And you know that even Gist Lover had also brought this story before, but people did not believe him. You remember that Gist Lover even brought that story that time that, Epalolo used to, dazzling. Nobody believed, okay? Cutie Juice had also posted that thing that Epalolo used to dazzling. That dazzling cannot say pim in that house, okay? Before they will pum her, nobody believe. And so when you see, these kinds of antecedents, you're forced to maybe want to think twice about certain gist. But Cutie Juice posted this gist, and as in everybody's wondering, are you serious? They said that was what actually happened, and that was the major stain in that relationship between Two-Face and Annie, and they continued to quarrel. This time around, it used to be Two-Face all along, but it gave and this whole incident gave Two-Face a reason to always accuse Annie over and over again, and they said that was how that relationship finally packed up. And this whole thing gave Two-Face the boldness to go ahead and remarry. They say that was what happened. Well, we don't know. We don't know. This is what we are hearing. But of course, these are all social media unverified information. I'll bring you more update. But this is what is going on. Do not take it as fact. I'll bring you more update. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.